Hey guys, I wanted to share another resource that I hope you guys find helpful in setting up a routine for your kids at home. Something to think about is that our kids have come from being at school for 6+ hours a day where they are constantly engaged and constantly going through the motions of a routine that they've been practicing, for their entire school career. So I'm hoping to give you some tools and strategies in putting a schedule or routines in place that works for you at home. I'm also hoping to give you some strategies to individualize your schedule to make it work for your specific child. So something that I've seen, which I think is great, is having a general schedule for the day. So you might have something that goes through what the expectations are for the morning. So wake up, a morning routine, breakfast, maybe some TV or downtime, some electronic time, chores. Maybe you're going to implement or introduce some academics, language arts, a snack, math, and then you're putting in some free time and lunch. I also put in what an afternoon schedule might look like. So this, depending on the age of the student, might be rest or quiet time, and you can think about being creative with that. Some of our kids who aren't taking a nap, who aren't requiring rest, you might put in a relaxation routine. Yoga, meditation, music, listening to music, reading, looking at books, things like that could go there. A play routine, another snack, some outside time, an arts and craft, or thinking about the specials that our kids engage in. So music, art, some physical activity, more free time, dinner, maybe an evening routine, and then bedtime. So this is a lot to take on, and this is a lot for a lot of our kids to think about. When we look at this, if our kids see this and this is the first time they're experiencing something this structured at home, it's kind of daunting for ourselves and for our kids. So what's really helpful, I feel, is to have that schedule at your house, and that's kind of we're going to go through these motions in our day, but then for those specific things, pulling out what each one might look like. Now, some of our kids really need more of a visual schedule. So these words are a lot to look at, and maybe some of our students and our children can't read yet. So pairing those with a picture. Now, I'm not the best artist, but the idea is that these things you should be able to do at home. Not all of us have access to a printer. Where we can print off icons. If you can, and you can print off icons and cut them out, awesome. If you can't, I think our kids will be, sympathetic to the fact that not all of us are artists, and just pairing it with a picture can be helpful for them. So a sample morning routine might be, you're going to use the bathroom, you're going to wash your hands, and you're going to get dressed. Our students can use this and independently complete these assignments. So just structuring, pulling out some of those things that we look at on our big schedule and really spelling those out explicitly is helpful for our kids. Some things to think about when you are making a schedule is to be short and to the point, so not putting a lot of words. Wash hands, get dressed, go to the bathroom, those are clear. We don't want to get wordy with what we're asking our kids to do. So just being really simple, pairing with a picture if you need to. Some of our kids, it is just a picture schedule, no words are on there, and that's okay too. So some things to think about when you're putting your schedule together. Let's say you're introducing some academics. So some tools and strategies are, we don't always have to spell out exactly what our kids are doing. We can give them some control. If we give them some control, it makes it more likely that they're going to want to complete that because they feel like they have control over some of their schedule. So an example of this might be, hey, it's time for math. during math time, I need you to do your time telling activity. You need to do 15 minutes of S-Teen math, and you need to complete this math worksheet. You get to choose the order of the activity. Then you allow them to choose the activity and fill in the blanks there. Something important is to always make sure you have some choice time or some free time built into your schedule. We like to call that reinforcement. So you're going to complete these things, and then you get some free time. You know, following a schedule can seem, you know, a lot to take on for a kid, especially when they're at home and that's their kind of safe downtime environment. So if we're building in reinforcement and downtime, and that you're going to be more likely that they're going to complete those things. So provide choice when you can and give them free time. Now, not all of our kids are completing work to this level. So we think about some of our kids who require visuals or might not be at this level, some of our preschool kids or some of our kids who just aren't functioning at that level yet. Once again, pairing with a picture. We're going to do some counting, we are going to do some matching, and then we're going to do patterns and pairing with that picture. And then look, you get choice time. So just a different way of putting a visual schedule into place. It also just lets our kids know what to expect. So I have to do these 3 things, and then I get choice time. You could absolutely have these visuals out and let your child pick the order of activities. So an example of what a language arts time might be. And kind of a different way of providing choice is, hey, the 3 things we're going to do in language arts are read aloud, word study, and listening to reading, and then providing a choice of activity under each one. So, hey, it's time for read aloud. Do you want to read book A or book B? And then have your child circle that. Or, hey, it's time for word study. What word study activity would you like to do? Word sort or rainbow write? And then lastly, it's time to listen to reading. Do you want to do that on Epic or reading A to Z? And of course, including your choice time. A modified schedule for some of our younger kids might be paired with that picture. We are going to look at letters, we are going to listen to reading, and we're going to do picture sorting. Paired with our picture, you can provide choice if it works for your child, and then giving them some reinforcement time. Hey, you did a great job. You completed all of these assignments. Now you get some choice time. So the last thing I wanted to emphasize is that just because you have a schedule in place doesn't mean that everything on your schedule or even one thing on your schedule needs to be academic in nature. Not all of our kids are completing academics, and that's okay. Sometimes it's great to have a schedule for things like a play routine. So, a play or leisure routine that our kids can independently engage in. So, hey, you're going to do puzzles, you're going to do Lego building, and you're going to color or draw, and having some time built into that. So I just want to reiterate that your schedule following or creating does not have to be full of academics. Sometimes just having a schedule in place allows a kid to feel like they understand the expectations. It gives some structure and routine to your day, and that's important when working with all of our kids, or providing, some support and structure for all of our children. The one thing I didn't put into those schedules, which I think is probably the most important, especially during this time, is socialization. So really making sure that you are adding in time to video chat or FaceTime with friends or family members, playing games with yourself or family members, really adding in time for socialization. You don't have to, it doesn't always have to be work or even chores. It's really truly about just providing structure and routine to their day. I know this can seem daunting and it can seem a lot for us to take on. The idea behind a schedule and creating schedules, it's a lot of work in the forefront, but once you put it into place, it really, really takes a load off your back as your kids are kind of following a routine and they're independently engaging in activities, and you're allowed and able to work from home, get things done around the house while they are also feeling supported and getting things done and, being independent, which is important, things that they're not used to doing at home. So I hope this is helpful. I want you to I don't want you to feel like it's a lot to take on, and I don't know how to start it. So please feel free to ask questions. It's okay that you don't have a scheduled out day. You can start with just that play routine. You can start with just that morning routine. Just get one routine in place and then slowly add in over time. And I hope that you will find that it really allows for independence and allows your student, your child, a way to have a routine in their day, and that wasn't necessarily true maybe a couple of weeks ago when they first came home and were spending most of their time at home. So please reach out if you have questions. I would love to help you guys come up with routines. I am going to put these examples and other examples in my posting, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.